As promised, want to give you more context now about that Supreme Court hearing involving the white UT student who sued the school citing racial discrimination. Joe Johns has more now in depth.
Abigail Fisher dreamed of going to the University of Texas at Austin for most of her life. After applying, she didn't get in, attending Louisiana State University instead. But the rejection from UT led Fisher to file a lawsuit against the school, claiming she was squeezed out, unfairly denied admission because of her race. She's white. She said in a statement, "There were people in my class with lower grades who weren't in all the activities I was in who were being accepted into UT, and the only other difference between us was the color of our skin." She declined an interview with CNN. Whether race should be part of the application process at the University of Texas is the issue that will come before the Supreme Court on Wednesday. Edward Bloom recruited Abigail Fisher to file the lawsuit.
The most important question is, should a university judge a student by his or her skin color when it comes time for admission? And the answer is no.
Here's how the admissions process at UT works. The top 10% of each high school class statewide gets in automatically. For those below the top 10%, like Abigail Fisher, who was in the 11th percent, the university uses what it calls a holistic review, where race is one of many factors considered, one that University President Bill Powers says doesn't get much weight and didn't play a role in Fisher's rejection.
We take ethnicity as one of many, many factors in a holistic review to make sure that the 3/4 coming in under automatic admission, that we add to that with a quarter coming in where we can look for these other characteristics, including diversity.
I think she's fighting the wrong fight.
Minority student leaders on campus like Bradley Poole agree with Powers that the process is fair despite Fisher's claims.
Seeing as race is probably one of the least parts of the holistic review process. I feel like it's harping on one of the things on the easiest thing that she could have went against.
Others take offense that the lawsuit implies some minority students are less deserving of admission than their white counterparts.
To hear people saying that some of us Latinos got in here easily and the only reason we got in here is because of our race, that's really disappointing. We worked just as hard as anyone else did to get here to UT.
But conservative groups siding with Fisher argue it's not just about getting in. The U.S. Civil Rights Commission says studies show that using racial preferences can hurt minorities by starting them out near the bottom of their classes.
If they're towards the bottom of whatever class they go to, they are much more likely to give up on an ambition to major in science and engineering.
Almost a decade ago, then Justice Sandra Day O'Connor wrote a majority opinion that said the University of Michigan Law School had a compelling interest in promoting class diversity and suggested affirmative action might still be needed for another 25 years. O'Connor has since left the court, leading to speculation that the court's conservatives could now strike a blow to preferences. Joe Johns, CNN, Washington.